Hi, I'm Martin Cherry, Tier 2 Health and Safety Rep on Trains for London Underground.
Hi, I'm Millie, Apedo-Amah, and I'm the NEC member for Southeast Region.
And I'm Carlos Barros, the Tier 2 Upgrades Trains Rep on London Underground. We're here today with Millie to discuss what the role of the NEC is. You'll all be aware there's an election coming up, and we thought it's important that members know what they're voting for. So, Millie, thanks very much for doing this. The first question, I suppose, is what is the role of the NEC member?
Right, the NEC means National Executive Member, and we consist of 16 members, which is 16 regions. 12 regions covers general grades from anything from driver to platform staff, ticket office, network rail, so they all come on the general grades. And the other four covers maritime. So we go maritime, region 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically, the NEC, the 16 of us, we have got a president. He's not the 16 of us, but the 16 of us makes the governing body of the union. So in your regions or in your branches, the resolutions you send to here, head office, which is Unity House, comes to us. We will deal with it and make decision on it. Okay. The decision is not solely up to that region. It's a collective decision. So it's a collective decision made by all the 16 of us.
So, can I ask a question then? Say there were 16 of you in the boardroom. How many is needed for that resolution to pass? Is it a simple majority of 9 would be needed to pass that resolution, or has it to be unanimous?
It don't have to be unanimous, but you need the majority. Okay, so let's say there's 16 of us in the room. If it goes 8-8, then the resolution have to come back again. So it have to be, let's say, 9-7 or
something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it has to be a simple majority.
Exactly. You know, and we have to be 9 to form a quorum
Okay.
to have a meeting.
I didn't know that.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
That's the point of this video, isn't it? It's good. All right, so here's a question for you. What would you say is the hardest part of being an NEC member?
Right, the hardest part of it is we most often are dealing with people's livelihood, including ourselves. I mean, because, we've all come from the railway working background and understand what it is like, our terms and conditions and things like that, health and safety at work. So that's the most difficult part of it. You have to make sure you put yourself in the place of the members. If it's you, would you like that? Just because I don't have it doesn't mean you shouldn't have it.
Great answer.
Yeah, and that's true. I've heard, from loads of people, that you can be here till late at night sometimes dealing with company issues that just come in late in the day, and you have to debate. Is that true? I've heard people being here.
Oh yeah, that is very true. Because there are certain issues or matters that we pick out that needs to be dealt with before the end of play or before the next morning. So it can run, meetings can run very late.
So it's not your typical 9 to 5 job. Like,
No, no, no,
a
it's
lot of
not.
people associate. Like,
It's not. It's not a 9 to 5 job. You know, it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, I put it. It's like a calling, okay? Because there are certain grades of people that comes on the NEC. They've taken a massive pay cut to come on it just to serve members of their region. So, you know, they need the support and full respect for it.
amazing. And Millie, used to be a company council rep, like, I mean, so how did you find the transition from being a company council rep to coming in on the NEC? But basically, you don't get any training, so you're just dropped into the deep end, really.
Yeah, it's a different experience. You know, basically, as an NEC rep or member, um, you make decisions, but then the decisions does go into debate. You have to put your point across for your other colleagues in the same boardroom to agree with you to be able to vote for that decision.
And
You have to convince them.
Yeah, and that's the interesting part to me, and as is Chorus as well, because I mean we grew up in a sort of pub culture where we had to communicate with people. So like in that aspect, what do you think are the most important attributes that you need to be on the NEC? Like, do you need to have like deal making skills? Like, do you need to have empathy and understanding of others' points of view?
Well, you need all that, but also you need to be clued up. That's why you need to be a rep up to a certain point to be able to, you
That's a
know,
fair point.
yeah, to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we're going to lighten the mood a little bit more. There's a question that actors get asked a lot. If your kid came up to you and said, "Mummy, I want to be an actor," what would you say to them? So I'm going to ask you the same question about the NEC. So if a
Yeah.
family member or a child came up to you and said, "I want to be an NEC member on the RMT," what would your advice be, Millie?
I'll say go for it, mate. Go for it.
You would suggest being a doctor or something
Oh,
like
no,
that.
no. And if you need any advice, always come to me and, I'll give you the advice. I mean, if I say to my kid, you go and be a doctor, that isn't me. That kid might not want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And then that kid turns out to be something else. I'll be somewhere regretting.
Yeah, and I suppose there is an aspect of a calling, isn't it? Because like for a lot of people going on to the NEC, you have to take a certain cut in wages. Like, I mean, so there is an element of serving your union, of you know what I mean, of taking that and saying, this is what I want to do for 3 years. I want to be part of the decision making body, and basically a calling. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate. And who's the union? The union is the members at work. So you're serving your members out there.
Brilliant. Millie, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much,
time.
Millie.
If you have a message for the London region, by all means.
London region, you've got the best man here. Vote Carlos. Solidarity.
Solidarity.
Solidarity, thank you.